Welcome back. Today we'll explore what healing is from an overview or a bird's eye perspective, including all the aspects from material to spiritual. And it is important to remember that healing means something different for all of us, and depending on where we are on our journey, this is important because it enables us to relate to each other, to connect to each other beyond our assumptions of what healing is to us. And that helps us be present with each other, to receive each other's gifts of healing that we all bring to the table. So let's begin with the basics. Healing can, of course, be very physical, returning to physical health, building a nourishing lifestyle for ourselves, and importantly, to allow the body to come out of maybe hidden states of freeze or fight, flight, or collapse in the nervous system, right? So that is the foundation. Just like in Maslow's hierarchy, it begins with our physical safety first, right? And so that also means that whatever the modality, healing is to teach the body that even though it feels scared, we can be with that fully without moving. So we can feel the fear, we can feel the tension in the body and allow it to be there and know that it is safe, know that we can embrace ourselves in that. And when the body tenses up, we can be with the tension without wanting to escape it. And when we feel ourselves wanting to escape or to throw a tantrum, we can be with that compassionately. Maybe we do throw a tantrum and we can be with that compassionately, right? So all these things are part of teaching the body that it's okay to be a body, to feel fear and to work through that fear, right? That is how we heal it. So this is where we begin to touch the realm of psychology, right? Because of course healing the nervous system brings up all these spinning thoughts in the mind and this flooding of emotions. So in psychological healing, as we work with our thoughts and emotions and our patterns, the awakening journey, the wholeness journey, includes everything from climbing up from depression all the way up to self-actualization, right? So it is what reconnects us to our sense of purpose, to our sense of inner truth and knowing, and to self-alignment and ways of living in relationship with ourselves and each other and the world. And reclaiming our sexual innocence and power is a key part to this too. It is what helps our life force reclaim its flow and its self-expression in the fullest way possible. So the further along we come on this psychological healing journey, the more connected we eventually become with the tremendous power of our mind. And then there's energy healing, which supports all of these things because, of course, energy is the origin of the manifest world. And you can't experience anything that your energy is not ready for. And so Tantra Yoga is all about strengthening and opening up your energy body to be open to new experience, to receive new experience, preparing you really for new experiences of grace. And then finally, there is the spiritual healing. So when all of these other aspects start falling into place, or at least we become ready enough, that is when we start to experience what many of us call spiritual awakening. And that means that the foundation is really important. All the other aspects that I mentioned are really important. And when I work with people with Kundalini awakening or awakening experiences, then we do work with all of these aspects. But most of all, the spiritual healing is often the least understood. And so that's really worth exploring deeper, how we can understand that within ourselves. And of course, that is an area of limitless exploration as well. But I find that there are some key things that we can understand that can really help our journey and to help us feel confident and supported and empowered in our journey. So first of all, so that we're on the same page, the result of healing is wholeness, right? So what we're really looking for in a spiritual perspective is that sense of oneness, not just to talk about it, not just to understand it cognitively, if that can even be done, but to really feel it, to come to an experience of that oneness that we all are. And so if that really is our goal, what we first need to learn to embrace is to, well, embrace everything as us. So we must learn to look at each person and see our similarities rather than our differences. And the similarities we do see will deepen and deepen the more we practice. So in the beginning, it might be more superficial, and that is okay. We might say, well, we're from the same country or we like the same things. And that is perfectly fine way to connect more to other people. But then through maybe ancestral healing, we come to see the beauty of being in the same family or ancestral line, or through reconnecting to the land, to nature, to the earth, we come to see the beauty of being a part of this land, of being a part of nature, of being a part of this earth. And then more and more we begin to connect over our deeper human similarities, the feelings we all experience, the experiences we all have, like birth and death and many other initiations. And we come to see, rather than us being isolated or from a certain family, from a certain friend group, we're actually one big human family, right? And then we'll come to understand what consciousness really is. See that we can take on consciousness, and as we observe what it is that takes on consciousness, we begin to recognize ourselves as awareness, ourselves as souls, and we begin to recognize others as souls, all of us as souls, simply taking on these states of consciousness. And then finally, we come to actually experience the divine perfection in others, not just as something we talk about or cognitively think through or try to affirm to ourselves. That's a good start, but it becomes a real full body, full being experience. And at that point, you are fully living the truth that we are all part of the one, so that you are in everyone that you see and that they are in you, and you are embracing all of it, all of the polarities, all of the humanness, all of the divinity, everything that you can imagine. You are that. And coming to that point requires practicing living your life from true inner centeredness, a balance between external awareness and internal awareness, where you can be centered in your own inner experience, in your own inner joy, whatever the external is presenting to you. And so that is what will help you embody living wholeness as living truth. And during this reconnection process, we experience karma. And I find that understanding karma really is a key part or stage of the spiritual healing journey. And in the beginning, it means simply accepting as a postulate that things happen for us rather than to us. And as we move on through our journey, we will come to see the profundity of that. We will come to feel that in every experience of our lives. And that is when we are actually experiencing that divine perfection that people are talking about. But if you're not there yet, then it is really important to just try to trust that that is true. Trust that things are happening for you, because that'll help you be open and receptive to these lessons that life is constantly gifting you with, so that you can begin to gradually unravel the love that you are learning, that you're opening up to through these healing processes. So how do you know that you are healed? Well, you will know it because you're facing the same or similar situations, but you are completely different. You are centered in your own joy, in your own unconditional love, even if the situations seem maybe not as favorable. And there is profound power in that, because then you'll know at that point that wherever you go into this world, you will experience joy and you will experience unconditional love, because you carry it inside of you. And this is not meant to stay as just a lofty idea or a possibility. It is absolutely possible. And if you feel that desire to experience that, then it is your most important responsibility to move towards that, to claim that for yourself, and to become that. And if you are inspired to learn more, then you are invited to my upcoming workshop, Empowered Kundalini Awakening, where I will share with you my most key lessons that I've learned working through spiritual awakening with myself and with others. Whether you connect to a Kundalini path or not, there are certain takeaways that are really profoundly helpful for empowering your own path. So what I've heard with previous participants is they really appreciate the grounded approach that help you really anchor this down into real life and to apply this into real life. So more details about that below. I hope that you enjoyed this overview, and let us know in the comments what inspired you, or what would you add about what healing is, or how you experience healing or wholeness, and let us learn and heal through your perspective too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Have a beautiful week.